Test, test, test. Sound. Sound engineering. Sound engineering. What are we doing? All right. All right. Get this going. That looks good. That looks good. Test, test, test. Let's get the sound check. We can hear me? Okay. My bad. Hey, look. I see the one. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. My bad, man. My lips. My lips are so chapped, man. All right. Hey, man, we're live. Hopefully I sound good, though, because I didn't do the mic test. I was just like, I'm going to skip the mic test. We're going right into this thing. I had to put the thumbnail on. I forgot again. Last time, they were like, yo, that thumbnail looks good. It's like, dang, I didn't even put a thumbnail on there. I had to fix that. This time I put a thumbnail on there. So let me put the little thing in here real quick. All right. Now we're good. Now we're good. You know, get some trash. Oh, I do. That's what I was putting on before I got on here, man. This live stream is being brought to you by BetUS, so use that code YouTube150 to get a 150% deposit match on your first deposit, 125% on your next two deposits. It's actually, I believe, considered a sign-up bonus up to $2,000. We're going to give a shot to that in a second, but I'm rocking the Jerry Jacobs today. If we wanted to bring back Jerry Jacobs, I wouldn't be mad at it. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's on the team or not, man. I'm always rooting for Jerry Jacobs. I see him on X all the time. But, yeah, we got some cornerback news today, and we got to start right there because I felt terrible about this. Like, as soon as I posted my preview, bam, here's what happened. I posted my preview. Go to parents' house. Sit there for a second. He's like, yo, Terrion's not playing. I was like, what? Terrion's not playing? What are we talking about? I thought he was supposed to go. And I was like, no, I think because sometimes we're like, all right, maybe he's talking about something different, right? Because he just said, like, the rookie. And I was like, the rookie? I think he's talking about Rakestraw. No, it is Terrion. Terrion's out. So I'm like, oh, shoot. Okay, well, I already posted the video, so that's in there. Actually, we didn't really even talk about it in the video, I don't think, so it's fine. It's fine. But anyways, he's out for this game, and we're going to start there first. Rakestraw on IR really stinks, but it is E-man time. It is E-man time. And that part's exciting. See, this is the unfortunate thing, right? Like, you can't have nice things because, like, you're waiting for Emmanuel Mosley to come back. You're like, man, I can't wait to see that guy play. But, of course, it's in junction. I don't know if that's the right word. It's in junction with Rakestraw hitting IR and Terrion Arnold being out for a game. It's like, what's going on, man? What's the timing on that? Why can't we just have the guy come back? You know what I mean? But honestly, this is something that, like, early in the season, it was like having Mosley potentially coming back towards the end of the year is going to be fantastic because there will be injuries, and it's going to be a big boost to this team when we do get this guy back. And here we are. It actually works out perfectly just like that. We're light at cornerback, and now he's active. Now, I don't know that he's actually active today. I know he hasn't been activated to the 53-man roster, but I don't know if he's actually playing or not. So let's start there first. Let's go to the inactives. Just because of when we were live, I thought the inactives would already kind of drop. So I had this like little thing that I typed out, but yeah, I don't even think it's necessary. All right, here's the inactive. I'm going to throw the inactives on the screen. Vildor Island is in full effect. Hey, Vildor's got to cook. Vildor's that dude today, no doubt. Here's the inactives. Lions posted this. Share that on the screen. Let me move myself here. I don't like that. Bam. All right, what do we got? So we have no Terrion. Okay, we just touched on that. No Manu, which is a healthy scratch. No Muhammad, healthy scratch. KO'd, healthy scratch. Colby Thorstel, healthy scratch. And as my man said in the chat, Christian Mahogany's active for today's game. That's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, hopefully you don't have to see him play, but that is interesting that they're going that direction. I mean, look, as Lions fans, I don't even know what this guy's going to look like, to be honest. I mean, I expect him to be able to run block a little bit, but pass protection, I'm a little concerned. You know, I'm a little concerned. And that's interesting that they would go that direction and make KO'd inactive. Like, KO'd's their dude. You know what I mean? Like, KO'd is their guy as a backup. They trust him a ton. So that's, I think that says a lot. It says a lot that KO'd's inactive. And then Colby has been a healthy scratch. And no Braddock Martin. Now, the update from Aaron Glenn was a big positive. Aaron Glenn did say that Braddock Martin won Player of the Week on Scout Team. It's good to hear. Hey, look, it's good news. And he's like, hey, in time, we'll get this guy up, and we feel like he's ready to go. We feel like he's ready to be out there. But him winning Player of the Week means a lot. So I think eventually we're going to see Braddock Martin. We're going to see it, and it's going to be fantastic, but it's not going to be this week. That's okay. But as long as it's going the right direction, it sounds like it actually is going the right direction over there. But Mosley is in, as John says right here. Yeah, that was the thing to watch for because Mosley has now been activated. It was beginning of next week was like when his 21-day window was kind of up. So they did it a little bit early here. activated him, and he's not on the inactives. He's going to play today. I would expect, as my man said, as Jordy said, I expect Vildor is going to start in this game. I would be very shocked if Mosley did, but I would expect Vildor is going to start. But I could see a scenario in which he rotates a little bit. Maybe we rotate Mosley in. Would it be at the slot or at wide? I would assume it'd be at the slot because that's where he was practicing for us, but maybe not. Maybe it has to be a blowout for him to get rotational snaps today. So maybe we don't see him at all. There's a real chance we don't see him at all, but at very least, it is a backup. And right now we need a little bit of depth with what we're dealing with in terms of injuries, and him being able to play inside-outside. It's fantastic, especially without Rakestraw. So it perfectly kind of just seamlessly steps in as he's probably going to be the backup slot for us today. That would be my assumption. But outside of that, I don't think there's any big surprises here. If we go over to the other list, Jalen Reeves-Maben, hopeful. It's day-to-day, week-to-week. He's on IR, so that one, we'll see how long it takes, but they are hopeful with him. And the thing about Terion, which is hopefully good for next week, is that, because remember, we're coming on a very short week here, and then we really don't get an extended break. We go right back to Thursday night. So we don't really have a extended break to get guys back, unfortunately. We're going Thursday. And with Terion Arnold, Dan Campbell told us, I believe on Friday, that he should be good. And then obviously he's not good. He was downgraded, didn't travel with the team. So hopefully that means that by next week he's ready to go. I mean, by Thursday, maybe he's up and ready to go. Maybe not. I mean, if it's that close, maybe they're like, hey, we're not going to even force him out there. Let's give him just an extra couple of days. I'm not sure, but it would be great to have him on Thanksgiving against the Bears. So we'll see. But we don't get that extended break like, other teams do after that because we go right back to Thursday. And then on the Colts side of things, let's go to the Colts side real fast here. Ayer's not known for his ball accuracy. Perfect game for him to miss and get rest. He's not, but my goodness, man, I like Richardson. I like him, man. And look, it's true that his pass percentage is low, and he does miss some passes. But to be fair to him, if anybody is pushing the ball that often, it kind of makes sense that it's your completion percentage. They don't run a typical offense. They don't run a standardized offense of like we have a couple of shots we're going to get to here and there. Like their offense is literally shots seemingly every play. It's not, but it feels like it. Their offense is so unique that I can really understand why his completion percentage is like it is. And we brought this up in the preview for anybody who saw that. Hey, any guy that is literally the same guy under pressure versus not under pressure, pretty impressive. He's the exact same guy. Under pressure versus not under pressure. He throws with pressure in his face, throws with guys hanging all over him. I think he throws a pretty deep ball, and I think he plays with a ton of confidence. I think the biggest issue for Richardson is not always making full field reads and sometimes putting the ball in just spots that it shouldn't be. Timing, maybe it's late on the play. Maybe they're in a coverage that's probably not the answer, but he still throws it there anyway. I think that's what gets him into more trouble, way more than just being purely inaccurate. But that being said, when you're pushing the ball down the field, you get more room for like hit and miss. You know what I mean? Like if I'm watching him throw 5-yard passes left to right and he's missing those, then I'm like, okay, he's way off. But he doesn't throw those, so it's kind of hard to gauge because it's so unique. The biggest thing is they're going to push pressure you all the time by taking shots downfield. I'm worried about mobile quarterback. Yeah, now I would say this. Richardson doesn't give me the same like vibes as Lamar. He's not that. He doesn't feel like that. He's not the kind of guy that like races around. It's hard to catch the guy. He's not that kind of guy. Like you can definitely catch Richardson. He's definitely a threat inside the 10. Like that's where it really stands out because he's so big. He's like a running back with the football. I would say Richardson's threatening on second down. We brought that up. He runs a lot more on second down. But it's more about, to me, just the complexity of what they can do running the football. You know what I mean? Like so many offenses are kind of like, this is who's going to get the ball. Maybe our wrinkle off it is a jet motion. But they have so many wrinkles off of his ability to run that so much of the reads that they can actually run, so much of what they can do schematically is so diverse that even though Richardson hasn't been like cooking teams with his legs, it's more to me about what you have to respect off of it rather than what he's actually probably going to do with the ball in his hands. And, I've liked, like we did well against Kyler. I think Kyler has a lot of similarities to Richardson as a drop back passer that can extend the play and throw the ball. I think the difference is Kyler, you collapse the pocket, you can't really see anything, and he might miss a throw. Richardson will still deliver that throw. He's a big body. He doesn't have any problem with you collapsing the pocket on him. But similarly to Kyler Murray and Richardson, it can be kind of the same approach in the pass game. I would say the other difference is that when Richardson extends the play, he's probably going to take a 40, 50-yard shot versus Kyler, who's probably going to try to run or maybe find something underneath. Kyler's not going to throw the ball 60 yards. Richardson will throw it 60 yards if he extends the play. So I think they're a little bit unique. But to me, man, you just got a lot in your hands, and it stinks to not have Alex for this game. and then where we are at edge rusher, like we're not in a terrible spot, but it's a lot of newness. So that whole strategy is going to be a huge challenge. And look, this is one of those teams that they really do a good job, regardless of what you're playing. They're going to get you one-on-one. They're going to try to find a way to get you one-on-one with corners and receivers, and they're going to find their shots. And he's going to take those shots, no questions asked. That's what it feels like when I watch him. But I appreciate you, Ed, on the 199. I wanted to go to the Colts side real quick, see if they drop their inactives just before we get too far into this. Yep, we got the inactives for the Colts. Shout out to Sam Ellinger. We see you. I forgot he was still there. Okay, Sam. Here's the inactives. So Anthony Gold, Darren Hall. Hold up. My bad on that. Darren Hall, Bernard Ryman. Okay, so the left tackle's out, Matt Gonsalves. Come on now. Y'all know I nailed that. Matt Gonsalves, stop it. He's out for this game. Their center, Ryan Kelly, and Will Fries, both. I believe those guys are both on IR, so I think they're both going to be out. And in that case, Tanner Bortolini, player to watch. And right guard, it's Dalton Tucker. Dalton Tucker, I think is his name. Dalton Tucker. So they're banged up on the offense. It's not the same offensive line. But outside of that, like what else? I don't think there's any other standouts here. It's really just a Bernard Ryman one, but they already told us he was going to be out. So, all right, a lot of theirs just dealing with IR and stuff like that. Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, Matt Gonsalves, come on, man. When he was coming out, I thought it was Matt Gonsalves. Matt Gonsalves, like, all right, that's kind of cool, I guess. Matt Gonsalves is fire. I'm feeling like Jack Campbell interception today. I like that. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe I could see a scenario. Which he gets in the mix a little bit. It definitely, if he's pushing it like second level and we can get something there. But it almost feels like for him, maybe if it was like a tip, you know what I mean? Maybe if it was like a tip at the line of scrimmage on one of their RPOs, or if it was that feels, or maybe like a screen, like if he threw a terrible screen pass. I don't know. I could see he's going to get opportunity. The ball will be in the air. He's going to have his hands full today. Jack Campbell's going to have his hands full today, man, without Duracell. He's going to have a lot to deal with. Dose, you think Caleb and the Bears can upset Vikings? I do. I think the Bears can upset the Vikings, but you're going to need like the Caleb Williams of that final drive to show up like 4 or 5 times. I don't know that I trust that, but that's probably what could happen. That's what you're going to need to happen because Caleb Williams at the end of that game against the Packers, really good. I mean, that last drive, fantastic. Stood in against pressure, delivered against the blitz, found answers, bam, bam, got him at a field goal range, just should have won that football game. He did a great job at the end. In the rest of the game, I didn't think he played that well. Like, I know, there was a lot of like, wow, hey, Caleb's back. I didn't think he played well. I thought he ran. He ran for 70 yards. I thought he ran a little bit, but I didn't think he threw the ball well until the end of that game when they were going after him. And to me, seeing him be able to do that, that's what Minnesota's going to put you in all game long. They're going to put him in that situation all game long. They've been great against rookie quarterbacks, Brian Flores, that is. So he has to give you like 4 or 5 times. Can he do it? Maybe. They have a legitimate defense. It was a little bit weird last week, though, because Green Bay didn't score any points on 2 red zone trips, right? They threw an interception because Jordan Love just simply threw it over his receiver's head. And then I think it was they went for it on like a 4th down, or maybe it was a fumble, but I think it was went for it on 4th down and didn't get it. Them walking away with no points in the red zone, that's unique. That doesn't happen all the time, but they do have a good defense. They can get takeaways. So I actually took, and I'm hoping here, but I actually took the Bears to get that upset. Now, the Packers one, don't feel great about it. And I had the Packers before we knew Bosa. I didn't even know the Bosa thing was a thing. Before we knew that, and then, of course, before Purdy was out, I had the Packers winning that game. And now they're both out. Now they're going to lose. You know what I mean? Hey, let's just be real. Now without Bosa and Purdy, Packers are going to lose that football game. Just because. Brandon Allen's going to go out there. He's going to cook. All right? Look, man, they got to give the ball to Jordan Mason. If Christian McCaffrey continues to look weird, like he just doesn't look healthy, give the ball to Jordan Mason. He's cooking. CMC was not cooking last week. But no, I didn't pick that game. I took the Packers in that one. Hope I'm wrong. I think the 49ers are one of those unique teams that can be without their quarterback and actually beat a good team just because of how they're stylistically built. Like they're not one of these teams that's like, we're playing a good team. If we don't have Burrow, it's over. Like, I don't think it's that. I think they can actually find a way to win that football game. But CMC's going to have to look right. And that defense, which without Bosa now, a little bit less pass rush, that defense in the back end has to give you a couple plays because that's been Jordan Love. He's throwing a pick at one game, once every game this season. But that is not a secondary that I think is very great in San Fran. So I'm worried that Jordan Love's going to go crazy against them. That's my guess, is that he's going to have a huge game. But yeah, what up, Dose? What up, Brandon? I see you. What up, Spenmo Spenmo Rags speaks. Hold up. Spenmo Rags speaks. Is this 2 people? All right, hold on. When I look on that side, look at what? Hey, is this two people at the same time? I see you, man. I appreciate you. Jack Campbell, one of the best linebackers in the nation in college. So I'm going to give you for the best in the NFL. Hey, look, man, I think you're right. Now, and the thing is Jack Campbell was so weird in college. Like, I remember the first impression of Jack Campbell, too, when we were, like, we all had watched it together. All these scouts, we went together, we watched it, and it wasn't, I don't think anybody was, like, blown away by Campbell. They're like, wow, he plays fast, he's smart. We saw that. But he was definitely not a thumper in college, which we see in the NFL. He's definitely not. He's very patient, controlled linebacker. I don't know that he like stood out a ton, like on first impression for Jack. I just think Jack Campbell kind of like wears on you as you continue to watch him. You're like, okay, he doesn't miss a lot of tackles. That's great. He's got some really nice athleticism, for being a guy that's that big. And it just is, I think for Campbell too, is like last year, remember, he didn't really make any flash plays. There was no like splash plays from Campbell. And I think that's the weird thing for Jack is Jack's one of those guys that's not going to eat on big plays in the backfield, tackle for loss. I'm going to get a crazy sack, even though he did have a half sack last week. Like, he's not going to give you the ups and downs of a linebacker. So if he's playing fast and the interior is playing well, he can be very consistent. Like, that's Jack's game, is just consistency, control. So it feels like you have to have him in a spot where he's very comfortable in what he's doing defensively. And I think this year we're seeing that kind of come together versus last year where he's playing different spots, because I don't think he's ever going to be the guy that's going to make all these splash plays where you're like, man, do you see Jack that game? He was crazy. Can we get that guy? He's just kind of just the same guy every week. Now, I do think Rodrigo is super interesting today. I think Rodrigo's super. I would love for him to force fumble. That'd be fantastic. I think Rodrigo is super interesting today. He's actually on one of my players to watch, so we can go to that. Let me stop sharing this screen, and we'll go to that. All right, the news, man. I made a news page, and it's useless now. I mean, the inactives are out. The Terry Arnold stuff. It's not even worth it. He's super steady and the same like Chris Spielman and Brian Urlacher. Is that who you're referring to? Man, Urlacher was a dog. I don't remember really watching him, to be honest, but he always looked crazy. He was a dog on Madden. That's how I know Brian Urlacher like that. That dude is a legend. You know what I mean? Shout out to Brian Urlacher. All right, here we go. Let's present this thing. There we go. All right, here we go. Here's my players to watch. Chat. Oh, not that one. Chat, put your players to watch in the chat. Nothing is showing on the screen. Okay, that's not good. Oh, no, it is. It's why did I Yo, it was the black background. I thought nothing was showing. It was showing. This is my players to watch. Hold up. Is this cut off? No, it's not. Okay. This is my players to watch. We'll talk through these. I'm disappointed in Broderick for real. Hopefully we see him at some point this year. I'm telling you, man, Broderick could be one of those dudes that is like, he's going to be so necessary, I think, when he hit this playoff run. Like, we're going to need to have Broderick somewhat involved. I think we have a weakness for real, and it's no diss against Pat O'Connor. He's just not really built like a nose tackle. I think it's a real weakness when he has to step in and be our backup nose tackle. So for me, man, like, I think we need him. And hopefully him saying that he won player of the week on scout team is really a step in the right direction, and that gives him an opportunity at some point. I think we need him. I think we need him for 10, 15 snaps. 10, 15 snaps a game. I don't need him more than that this year. Just for that going forward. I think we're going to need him because right now our next option behind Reader is just not there. It's just moving somebody else to his spot. But I have Kendall Vildor first. That's expected. Look, Kendall Vildor, here's the thing with this Colts offense, man. I would say the number one is Michael Pittman, but honestly, I think you could say it's Josh Downs. My Colts guy said that Josh Downs was 60 in the NFL and run after catch this season. It's incredible. It makes sense, though, based on how they used him. He's their underneath threat. They'll put him at running back. He'll run option plays. So I get that. I definitely get why his numbers would be that high. So I don't know that they have like a clear-cut number one. Josh Downs and Michael Pittman, that's probably what it is. But then you have Alec Pierce, and I don't think, they don't have an issue with taking shots to any of those guys. They are full Adonai Mitchell. They're full with guys that can take the top off. I was hoping to see a little Terrion versus Adonai Mitchell. I thought that'd be fun, but that's not going to happen. But all of these guys are vertical threats. Kendall Vildor is going to be pressed down the field. Don't think they have an issue throwing any of these guys down the field. So all of them are going to be in the action. That's why I put Vildor on here. Carlton, you can throw him on here too because he's going to be in the mix, but I'm going to go Vildor. Is Derek Barnes really gone for the year? Yeah, Derek Barnes is gone for the year. Unless maybe it's like a Super Bowl type of thing. Maybe they get him back for that. I know there was like some buzz around that for a second. Like, oh, maybe he comes back with Hutchinson. He's going to get ahead of schedule. But I think outside of like the very end of the playoffs, I don't think there's any chance that he comes back. Maybe there's something that crazy happens at that point. Campbell, Khalif, and Josh Pascal. Okay, we got a lot of the same names there. Yeah, so I got Khalif Raymond too. I think Khalif is a good matchup in this game. I think Jameson has a pretty big game. But I think Khalif Raymond is a nice matchup piece. Could come through a couple of times in this game for us. The only player prop I could find for that was touchdowns. I didn't like that, but I think he could come through in some big spots. Of course, going Malcolm Rodriguez. I think he's going to be in action a ton. He is the guy that's probably going to have to get outside the tackle box, scrape and make plays on the quarterback and the running back. And the thing is, with a lot of those read plays, Jonathan Taylor's getting really wide. He's attacking the D gap. He's getting way out there. So they got a lot of these stretch runs that get super wide. I think Malcolm Rodriguez is going to have to track those down. And then also in coverage. And for me, Malcolm has always been a really good depth player in coverage. If they ask him to do that in this game, I've always felt like he's done a really good job of like spacing, getting himself deep enough, stepping in front of over routes. He doesn't really have the length like a guy like Campbell does, but he gets in good spots. So I like Malcolm a lot in this one. Graham Glasgow. Honestly, put the whole offensive line here. We can do this every week, but it's really pass pro. This is one of the tougher defensive lines that I've seen this year. And, you have Deo in this game that's going to be playing. I don't know that Tyquan Lewis is going to be playing, but honestly, he wasn't on the inactives, was he? We just looked at it. I don't remember. Tyquan Lewis might be playing this game. Regardless, they are loaded up front. They are absolutely loaded. Their interior is really good, and those guys will also be out there on rundowns, pass downs. They'll be out there in all situations. Graham Glasgow, I'm going to circle him because he's the guy that has historically – not historically, but he's had games against really good interior defensive linemen where he's gotten beat like 8 times and it's really disrupted a game. Cannot let that happen today. He's going to see a lot of Buckner, I'm sure. Cannot let that happen today in the pass game, especially if we have to throw the football. So I'm going to go Graham Glasgow, but they're all going to be in the mix. I think you could roll with the tackles too, working against those edge defenders. How will they hold up? Latu versus Decker, Pay versus Sewell. How will they hold up there? But then also running the football. And then, Josh Pascal. He's constantly been in the mix against mobile quarterbacks. I like how he's been playing down the line of scrimmage, his effort to the football, handling split zone blockers. Like, he's not the most athletic prototype that you would build for this, but he's found a way to make it work. He's like, I'm making this work. He plays with crazy effort. I like Josh Pascal. On to the Colts side. First off, real quick, I put Matt Gay on there. I asked the Colts guy how their special teams doing. He said, hey, our kicker, beginning of the season, we wanted him gone. He's 19 of 22 on a year. Hopefully he comes back to that guy and he misses a couple field goals today. I think that's potentially, that could help us. It always could help us. So I'm going to put Matt Gay on there. Matt Bordolini. Hold up, that's not even his name. Wait, did he change his name? Matt Bordolini. Hold on, I'm reading that now. That's not his name was Tanner. All right, just ignore that. I don't know why I put Matt. Yo, why did I put Matt? Okay, I don't know. It's Tanner. Whatever. Matt Bordolini. That's his last name. The center. All right, he's young. He's in for the veteran Ryan Kelly. He's had some struggles. I think Dalton's also had a lot of struggles at right guard. I think that duo right there could be in for some trouble. It's a huge game. Hey, Aleem, DJ Reader, Cook. We may not see it on a stat sheet. We may not see it live. We'll see it in the replay. Cook. This is the game. We need you. Cook. And they're going to do so much behind Quentin Nelson that backside, dominate the backside, give yourselves a chance, cut off those cutback lanes. EJ Speed. I think he's their biggest liability in coverage, maybe outside of Grant Stewart, but probably EJ Speed because he's on the field more. I think he can have some issues against the run too. I like both their linebackers. I think they play well together. They're good athletes, but I think EJ Speed is a little bit more hit and miss. Deo against the run. Absolutely can shut down the run. At the point of attack, can shut down the run against your tackles. Grover Stewart, he's a dog. He'll give you like 3 plays a game where it's like, yep, not much I can do about that. They want to get upfield. Do you play around him? Do you go straight at him? It's all about kind of the game plan there. But overall, like, he's probably going to give you 2 or 3 plays. Like, that was great. And then they also have an ability to kind of shut down screens, too, for the defense line. They've had success there. It's just such a loaded front. And then, of course, Josh Downs. Got to put Josh Downs on here. Josh Downs is that dude. He's their most versatile weapon offensively. He's the guy that, he's kind of like your Curtis Samuel, right? Curtis Samuel, how he gets used. He's kind of used like that for the Colts. But also he's a really good receiver. Like, he's not just a gadget piece. He's a very good receiver. I think if there was any receiver I could take off this team, probably taking Josh Downs. I mean, maybe Michael Pittman, but his price tag's kind of high now. Probably taking Josh Downs. I think he's that good. Josh Downs is really good, and he's great with the ball in his hands. So I'm going to go Josh Downs. We already lost 3 linebackers to injury. If we lose one more, hit the panic button. Hey, there's nothing you can do about it, though. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we can panic, but we got to deal with it. Like, hey, that's just a reality. It is what it is. I hate it, too. We keep bringing in a couple of guys here. I'm forgetting my guy's name from last week. He did pretty well in coverage. Ben Neiman, he's been really nice for us. Melk Rodriguez, we know what he is. Jack Campbell. So still right now, if you look at it, like between Neiman, Jack Campbell, Malcolm Rodriguez, I mean, these are starters. These are guys that are comfortable starting within this defense. So I'm okay with where we're at right now. Hopefully we get Jalen back soon. He's on IR. If we get him back at some point, going into this playoff push should be great for third downs. Alex should be back for the playoff push. So it's really about just getting through this stretch. Look, we did it with Hutch. Let's get through this stretch with a banged up linebacker room. I don't doubt it's going to hurt. It hurt. We didn't have Hutch. It's going to hurt. It's going to be tough. I think it's going to hurt us. Trevor Nowaski now has become kind of a dude, and now we added David Long. David Long is up for this game. Oh, Ezekiel Turner, that's his name. So we have Ezekiel Turner play pretty well, good coverage piece, and then you have David Long now as a depth piece, kind of like I think your backup will linebacker can, scrape to the football, make plays on the ball. So I don't dislike where we're at. It's just that we've lost our guys. You know what I mean? But I think eventually, hopefully we get a couple of those back. What about running back Taylor for the Colts? No, you didn't miss it. I didn't put him on there. But yeah, Taylor's a dog. Like I guess it kind of goes without saying. Like I probably should have put him on there. One of the best running backs in football. He's fantastic. That guy, I feel like with Jonathan Taylor, he's a big play threat all the time. He turns 10-yard runs into touchdowns. He's a absolute home run hitter as a running back. And I think he has some of the best vision of a running back in football. Like those are the two things that stand out there. We know he's a power back. I don't think he's the most like electrifying acceleration. He's not like Gibbs, but he is a home run hitter once he gets out. He's hard to bring down once he gets rolling. He's got some Derrick Henry in him, and he has great vision. So yeah, I think definitely put him on there. I mean, I almost focus more on the schematics of it rather than just Jonathan Taylor as himself, but. Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog. There's no doubt. It's going to be tough though on that 1 seed. It will be. Now we got Washington, Indy in a few weeks. Not Washington, Indy. Sorry, Washington, Philly in a few weeks. At that point, we might be rooting for Washington to go handle business over Philly, drop them down another loss. Honestly, man, like I said, I think that race is just going to come down to our division. Go beat the Vikings and Packers again. You'll get the 1 seed. I guess that's kind of how I'm looking at it. But yeah, man, the NFC at the top is tough. The NFC is tough at the top. They just keep winning football games. I always hate hearing the thing where it's like, well, the AFC is just better than the NFC. Like, what? Why? Chat. Do y'all hear that all the time, too? I can't be the only one that, hates hearing that all the time. I hear that all the time, how the AFC is better than the NFC. NFC's weak. Like, hey, bro, what are we talking about? The NFC's legit. NFC's legit at the top. I don't understand it. Regardless, though, we see the records. Hey, people are handling business. And unfortunately, we got thrown into the best division of all time, I guess. That's what we have to deal with. And the Bears are no walkover. I mean, the Packers just should have lost to that team. So, the Bears are going to be a handful. I think we match up the worst to get that team, which is fantastic. You think the Eagles are at our level? No, I don't think the Eagles. Here's the thing. I think so. Here's the thing, though. I went back to my preseason predictions. I had us facing Philly. I think Philly's a really good team. I had us facing Philly in the NFC Championship. I had us going against Houston in the Super Bowl. So if you ask me to pick AFC, I think Houston goes to the Super Bowl. I'm still going to roll Houston. Their offense fine, though. It's a mess, but I'm still going to roll Houston. That being said, though, man, the Eagles at our level? I don't think so. I think I'd be more concerned. I still respect San Fran. I don't know where they're going to be in the playoff push. If they're more healthy, if CMC's looking right, I still think San Fran's going to be a really hard out. I think that could be the toughest team on any given Sunday to play. I still think Washington's an absolute handful. I think Washington would be a tougher matchup than Philadelphia. So I think Philly has a very good roster. I think it's a very good team. But I don't think that's the biggest threat for us. I don't think it's the biggest threat. Now, I think they're the most likely to represent the NFC Championship game, opposite of us. But I don't think that's the toughest matchup for us. Talking heads say that because the quarterbacks in the NFC. Oh, that's true. That's true. The NFC has a lot better quarterbacks. That translates. No, that's true. That's true. I just hate the disrespect. You know what I mean? Because then on one side, they'll want to hype up Jordan Love like he's that dude, which I don't understand anyway. The guy throws picks all the time. They want to hype up Jordan Love like he's him. But I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? But I think that's the trickle-down effect, too, because Brock Purdy gets absolutely destroyed for some reason, which is not fair to him. Brock Purdy, I think, has played well this season. He's played good this season. I like Brock Purdy's playing. I don't know. Mahomes looks like trash this season, bro. You got to have some supporting cast. He looks like trash. KO'd on the inactive. It's so wild, isn't that? Mahogany. Hey, look. I see he's ready, I guess, man. I don't know what to do with that. Hopefully we don't have to see him, but it's got to be a good thing. Because, like I said, KO's their guy. Right? We all know KO is their dude. They love KO. So that's a lot. Maybe KO's dealing with something. I don't know. But if he's not, it does mean a lot to get in front of him. Most scared of facing the Rams. I can see that. No, I definitely can see the Rams because, we know what their weapons are like. And the thing is with the Rams, they'll score with you. You know what I mean? The Rams will score with you. Now defensively, their defensive line's coming together. You know, and a lot of times, right, so who's healthy? And if you look at the Rams, right, they're getting healthy now. They were not healthy at all at the beginning of the year. They're getting healthy now. By that time, maybe San Fran's the team that's beat up. They don't make the playoffs. Rams are healthy. They're a tough out. I'm with that. Quinyon Mitchell, what the hell? Hey, I didn't dislike Quinyon. I didn't dislike him. But Terrion's better. Terrion's better than Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon is doing his thing, though. Honestly, I haven't watched him enough this season on his own. I know, like, statistically, he's doing well for Philly. But I think Terrion's going to be, when we look back, get off the rookie deal. Once we get off the rookie deal, we're going to say Terrion was the best corner in this class. I truly believe that. I think that we're seeing with Terrion, Terrion has the skill set. It's translating. He has the mentality for this game. He just needs time. To me, needs time. He's got to understand. He's got to figure it out, and he's getting a lot of that this season. I hate that Rakestraw's not getting a lot of that this season, but I think in time, Terrion will be better. But yeah, I mean, right now, if you want to say Mitchell's a better corner, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I think that has to be right. I also think Terrion was a little bit different stylistically than Quinyon Mitchell. Like, I thought Quinyon, the way that he played, it really fits well for that Philly defense. You know, with Darius Slay and how they play off coverage and how they kind of sit on top of things. Like, Quinyon was electric at Toledo doing that. You know, he just dove on routes left and right, off-man coverage. Terrion was a little bit more of what we're seeing. He can get up and press. It needs to be polished, but he's got a different skill set, I think. So, yeah, I'm still rolling Terrion. I'm still rolling Terrion there when it's all said and done. But as of now, I ain't mad at you. I'm mad at you. You say I'm wrong. That's cool. The biggest threat, Chicago's defense. I think so, man. I think Chicago's a heck of an out. I think Chicago is maybe I think they're the toughest matchup in the division. I think that's what it is. I think that's the toughest match. Last penalty? Oh, I don't know. That is a good question. He's dialed those back. He's definitely dialed those back. Hey, man, while we're rolling through the Cardinals, I'm not really worried about the Cardinals. I know our game was like 20-13, but it didn't even feel competitive to me, to be honest. But the Cardinals, I don't think the Cardinals are going to win the division. I think the Rams are going to win the division. Cardinals are nice, though. Like, I think I had the Cardinals making the playoffs, and the Cardinals are a good offensive team, but has really, to me, I mean, it starts with their run game, which is why I'm not super concerned. James Conner kind of does everything there. But it's, you know, they have their weapons. But it's defensively. What they've gotten out of that defense is very similar to, you know, what we've seen. You could say in Indy. Indy's gotten a lot out of their defense. Maybe more like LA, probably the Chargers. They're similar to the Chargers. What they've gotten out of a lot of the same pieces. Let me go here to BetUS. Let's give a shot to BetUS, man. YouTube 150. That's the code to get that 150% deposit match on that first deposit. This line has moved down. I would assume this was in wake of the Terrion news that the line has moved down. Line is -7 now. It was -9 at one point last year. It was 8.5. I don't know. I think that this is it's interesting. I think the Terrion one may have moved this a little bit because there wasn't any other significant swing. But I got to assume betting has moved this one. It seems like a lot of teams are on the Colts. I think a lot of teams like the Colts because of the fact that we play Thanksgiving next week and it's a divisional game and that we could be overlooking this one. Chicago, Minnesota as a 3-point spread is kind of wild. I mean, we think about what Minnesota's doing at the beginning of the year. They were absolutely destroying everybody. And then we got Green Bay, San Fran. Green Bay now -6. I know that one's jumped. This would be the one I'd maybe take a swing on just because it's 6 points, but I'd only do it with the 6 points. But yeah, Lions -7, man. Yeah, I think you can get it on a good spot here. I had it at 7.5 yesterday. I thought I was getting it at a steal because it was at 9. But no, it's now at 7. So you can get it at a pretty good number here if you want to bet on the Lions. And the other interesting thing is, real quick, just to show, if you go to NFL divisions and you go to NFC North, let me go right here. Yeah, look at this. Bears plus 100,000. Hey, look, man, if you think the Bears going to win this division, place the bet, dog. You can win so much money. Plus 100,000. Lions are still pretty heavy favorites, but I'm assuming these lines are going to swing really quickly within the division. They got Minnesota second still. Well, Minnesota did beat Green Bay, so I think just mathematically you kind of have to do that. And then NFL Super Bowl odds. Do they have the NFL MVP odds up here? I want to check real quick because I think season awards. I wonder if it's in this category. Oh, no, I think I clicked 2 things. No, I didn't. Okay. Regular season award. So where's Goff at? Goff at plus 650. He's like third, right? He's behind Josh. He's behind Lamar. Mahomes should not be this high. It's ridiculous. But anyways, Jared Goff plus 650. I think he's third, man. Honestly, this might be the best time to get at it. He's got all the big games in front of him. He's got the opportunity to kind of show the world what he's about. $10 wins you $65, and it'd be amazing. Let's play stat, man. Like, look, that would be. He's gonna get an opportunity in front of these dudes that are also in front of him, specifically Josh Allen, to go play them big spot. I did hear that they were talking about potentially flexing the Lions-Vikings game, so that could be on the table. I'm down for that. That's the last game of the season, though. I think that one came in as to be determined. So that one will probably flex, but I don't think they ever set a time for that one, unless they did. I don't think they did. T has been on every receiver's butt. Just needs to tidy up the aggression. Yeah, I think. Look, man, I think it's just anticipation. It takes time. You have to have a feel for it. I think that's all it is. I think it's just going to take some time for him just to anticipate things a little bit better, be a little bit more on top of routes. And but yeah, no, I mean the guy can transition his butt off, which is awesome. Last year they were way better. Chicago's defense, it's definitely not the same. Unfortunately, the whole Jaquan Brisker thing really hurts. I hate that for him. But they got a lot of the same pieces, man. I like the DBs in that room. I was never a big Tyreek Stevenson guy, but he's done pretty well over there. I like their DBs. I like Kyler Gordon. He's an animal. Quiniana's been legitimately shutting down the best receivers of the game for real. He's an absolute monster if cover corners allowed. Well, hey, I mean, Sauce Gardner got it, right? Sauce Gardner got Rookie of the Year when Hutch was coming out. So he could definitely get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's on the table. The thing is with that is you have to have interceptions. Got to get interceptions. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a DB and you don't, I think Sauce had 3 or 4. Like, I feel like you have to get interceptions to win that award. I think, unfortunately, that's kind of where it's at for a cornerback, but that's how it is with most positions. You got to have stats to go behind it. It's like Brian Branch. I don't know if Brian Branch would ever win Defense Player of the Year, but my goodness, that guy should be in the play all the time. Jonathan Gannon is pretty dangerous good. Man, he's doing his thing over there. Rams ain't beating the Eagles today. That'd be wild. Yo, I took the Rams today. It's Rams. That spread is super close. I think it's Rams -2. No, I mean, sorry. Philly -2. I think it's Philly -2.5, maybe. No, now it's 3. Okay. Mine's moving a little bit. I took the Rams in that one, man. I took the Rams. Plus, it's kind of like the Rams' last effort to pull themselves back into this thing, it feels like. I mean, especially the divisional race. Like, you got to go get one here. This feels like the best opportunity to maybe go do that. Right now. Like, go get one against the Eagles. Eagles are beatable, man. I don't think the Eagles are that team, but they're good. They're a good team. All right. Rams will win. Mitchell hasn't played top talent. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played coach attention to Mitchell in the NFL. I don't know. I mean, Mitchell was legit at college, but just give it 4 years, man. It's a process. It's not a 1 year. You don't draft a guy for 1 year. You know what I mean? You don't draft him for 1 year. You draft him for over time, what it's going to turn into. That's okay. Especially, I think, once you get to where we were drafting, also where the cornerbacks were, there really wasn't a lot of, this guy could go top 5. There wasn't that in this draft. But, I guess it clearly wasn't. But that being said, you draft it for what it's going to be over time. And plus, that's what we need. We need guys that year 3, year 4 become top tier players. That's what it's been for us. Rams will win today. Eagles are frauds. I think it's on the table. It's a fire game. It's a fire Sunday night football game. They gave us some good primetime games this week. We got a good Monday night football game. We got some good games this week, man. We're also going to be live on Bleacher Report after the game. As always, doing our post-game show, so tune in for that. I got a new cord for my camera. Hopefully that means that this thing is going to work. I'm still going to use the whack camera during the live play-by-play, but I'm going to, hopefully we're going to be able to use this thing full-time. Got a power thing coming, so hopefully this, we're not going to have to look crazy anymore. Sauce wasn't getting it. So he had 2. So he had 2 interceptions his rookie year. 2 interceptions. How many does Mitchell have? Mitchell have any picks? I don't know. Sauce was cooking that first year. Now people are getting on him like Sauce is falling off. So, that's the whole thing too. Now, I don't think Sauce played that bad this season, but, right? And cornerback's also kind of one of those positions where so much is like, well, what happens at the catch point? Did you give up the receptions? Did you not? And that changes a lot. People would get on Sauce over there with the Jets world, man. Getting on him, upset about him. He's not the same guy. That's what people are saying over there. But cornerback did win the Rookie of the Year, so it's very, it's on the table. Rams are, but honestly, this year doesn't have a lot of great competition for Rookie of the Year. You know what I mean? Like, it's Jared Verse probably is going to win it. I would assume Jared Verse is probably running away with it. I don't know. I like dude from Seattle, man. He's been good, but I don't think he's been on the field enough. That's been the issue. Dude from Seattle has been on the field enough. Rodgers' selfishness destroyed the Jets franchise. Team's a mess, dog. That team's a mess. Oh, my gosh. I mean, it's like, hey, whatever it is, bro, your offensive court, dude, their offense is horrible to watch. So because I went back and I was like, all right, Jets game. I'm not picking the Jets ever again. Jets Colts. Oh, they scored 27. All right, they must have did some things, bro. That team is a disaster to watch. It is like the most boring offense. Dog, there's zero creativity in that offense. It's terrible. They're not using Malachi Corley at all. Bring him to the Lions. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out. I know he fumbled it running into the end zone, but my goodness, we'll take him. You know what I mean? Going forward, maybe we'll make a Cowboys type of trade. Like we go trade for Jonathan Mingo for a 4th round pick for some reason. Let's go do that for Malachi Corley, bro, because they're not using dude. They're not using dude. I heard Deion's second favorite team is the Vikings. That's a lie. That's a lie. Don't like the Vikings. Don't lie to the people, Alex. You know what I mean? Don't lie to the people. You know what's crazy? Someone was in the comment section of one of our roundtables, and apparently he was saying that they knew me in high school and I was a Packers fan. Bro, I don't know you, dog. I don't know you, dog. You don't know me. Stop it. You don't know me like that. All right? I had like 12 people in my high school. I would have known you, okay? They didn't like the Packers. It was actually the complete opposite. Because we had Packers fans around the high school. So it was the complete opposite. I was like, hey, I hated the Packers, bro. Packers were always my least favorite team, especially, in school, because it was like the Hail Mary whack stuff. Like, we weren't this team in high school. So, man, the Packers were my least favorite team by far. You know what I mean? By far. I hated that team, dog. Couldn't stand that team, man. Vikings, I didn't even care, bro. I just hated the Packers, bro. But Aaron Rodgers has big hands now. How can that be? He has big hands? I don't know what you're referring to be honest. I don't know what you're referring to. Yo, what's up? Yeah, rep it from Hawaii. I see you. Let's get this dub. This is our year one pride. Okay, Icon. I like your name, man. Your name is fire. Icon. That's cool. I like that. I'm surprised that wasn't already taken, but maybe you can just do it anyway. I mean, maybe that's what it is. Man said there's definitely a lot of interception. So one of our player props, we put Anthony Richardson with an interception. I think he throws a good ball downfield, but I did give him one of them. I was like, I think he can throw a pick. I just never have any luck picking who the interception is. I'm always wrong. I think if you want to be safe, probably just bet Kirby every time because that seems to be the guy that always picks it off. But I did roll with him getting an interception today on one of them that he's gonna throw a pick today. You're wearing a cheese head on Halloween in 3rd grade. That's crazy. That's crazy work. You know what though? If they did know me, he said in 3rd grade too. You went to elementary school. He was at 3rd grade, dog. But no, bro. If dudes did know me in elementary school, they could have mistaken me for a couple things. They could have thought at one point I was a Steelers fan. I wasn't a Steelers fan, but I had a Palomalu jersey. Palomalu was a dog. You know what I mean? You got to get the Palomalu. His name is Troy. You got to get the Palomalu jersey. So I had the jersey. I had the fat head. And then I also had a Bengals jersey for like a minute. I had the jersey, but like I wore it for like a minute, and then I just stopped completely after a couple months once we played them. I didn't like the Steelers though once they won the Super Bowl. I feel like I was a hater in high school, in elementary. I was a hater, bro. I was a hater in school, dog. Any team that won, I didn't like them. I guess I'm kind of like that now. I kind of hate the Chiefs now a little bit. I don't know. I don't hate the Chiefs. I want to play the Chiefs. I don't hate the Chiefs. Maybe I do. I don't know. Like, bro. The Steelers disgusted me, dog. When they won that Super Bowl, thanks Steelers, bro. We run it with the Steelers right now. And then they had the ugly football jersey they'd wear, the little stripy things. We played them that one year. They beat us. It was like, man. This team, bro. Yo, it was different back then, though, man. It takes you back a little bit. Big Ben, they had some dudes, man. You were, yeah, that's crazy. The experts, like Easy said, Goff sucks because he has small. Oh, I got you. Okay, I thought that's what you referred to, but I couldn't tell. I was like, maybe there was something about Rodgers that I missed there. Man. In that Packers game, they were coming at me. They're like, yo, Goff small hands, he might fumble. I'm like, all right. Looked like Jordan Love couldn't hold on to the football. You know what I mean? It looked like Jordan Love had the small hands. Look, nothing wrong with small hands. My hands aren't big. You know what I mean? They're small hands. Nothing wrong with that. Just wear gloves. He wears gloves. Some quarterbacks like, I'm not wearing gloves. The ball's going to slip and stuff. I'll go with it. Wearing some gloves. I'm all right with it. You know what I mean? Hey, if you can make it work, do it. You were bragging about how you became a team owner. Wait. You were bragging about how you became a team owner. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I wish you could do that with the Lions, though. Like, I would definitely buy one of those to get one of those owner things. I would buy it. I would absolutely buy that thing. That is crazy, though. That's a wild statement. The 1950 Prison Steelers uni. Yeah, even I hate that. Yeah, bro, I did not like those, dog. It's like this is rough. These are rough. But it was just because they won a Super Bowl at the time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have no hate for the Steelers, but it was because they won a Super Bowl. Love has big hands too, so that means he's better than Goff too. Oh well, guess we found out. Hey, Kenny Pickett, small hands, bad quarterback. That's all the proof we need. You know what I mean? What is Goff's hand size? I don't even know what Goff's hand size is. Like 9 something? Is this even true? Is this a fallacy? Hold up, let me look this up. Jared Goff, hand size. Oh, I made it work. Okay, it is working. He has 9-inch hands. Is a 3-way tie with Joe Burrow and Tannehill among the smallest. Oh, he do have small hands. Among the smallest. The smallest among starting quarterback in 2021 though. So maybe people's hands are like getting smaller over time. Maybe this is like a thing. Jaden Daniels got to have small hands. The smallest hand size among NFL quarterbacks was Taysom Hill. Look at that. Taysom Hill's a dog. Hold up. No, because now this is it. Wait a minute. Jaden Daniels hand size. Hold up. Jaden Daniels Jaden Daniels 9.5 inches. Isn't all that notable compared to other quarterbacks? What does that mean? Oh, it's close to NFL average? 9.3 is close to NFL average? All right, so he has like a half an inch less than other quarterbacks. What are we talking about? Hold up, no. Is that really what we're talking about right now? A half inch smaller hand? Bro, what is that, this? That's like this. Bro, that's like this? What are we talking about right now? Maybe this. Maybe I'll give you this. I'll give you this. Come on, man. You tell me that makes a big difference? What are we doing, man? I wonder how big my hands are, because I feel like I have a good grip on the football when I hold the football. I don't know, though. Man, that's some crazy. You know how you like? Because here's the thing: I wouldn't want 2 big hands. You know how those, when you have like a baby football and you can't put your fingers in the right place, so now they're kind of like just wrapped on top of the football, or like you're like all over the laces. You can't throw a football like that. You kind of want small hands, because then you can kind of get the top of it. You can get the good spin. Hey, man, you're in the middle of the football. And Goff, by the way, I think Goff throws it in the middle of the football. Goff's a weirdo. You know what I mean? Like normal people, 2 fingers, that kind of deal. Goff's a weirdo. Goff goes like this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Hey, that's probably the issue. It's probably not that small hand. Goff be throwing it with like his whole palm on the ball. I don't know. This might not be accurate. It looks something like that, though. It looks something weird like this. I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. No, that's crazy. People complain about Hart's arm. They definitely complain about Hart's arms. Like, no, dude. So that's funny you said it. So like a couple days ago, maybe it was yesterday. I was thinking about the Hutch situation coming out, man, and definitely the arm length was one. Arm length was absolutely one, because and Trayvon had like the longest arms of all time, like 35-inch arms. But then it was also that Georgia game. I was thinking about that Georgia game, bro. People were like, man, that Georgia game, take it out of the game. He's not gonna be that guy. It's like, hold up. I hope the Jaguars thought that too. You know what I mean? Hopefully the Jaguars were like, ooh, that Georgia game, I don't know. How do you guys about Bears fans heading up we're always saying this is Detroit's year committee? Ooh. Like we say that? We always say it's our year? I always say it's our year. Shoot. That's true. You know what I mean? Hey, that's facts. I'm going to be honest with you, dog. Like, that's facts. No lie said there. I always say it's our year. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I'm okay with that too. Because that's real. For me, that's real. Like, if you were lying to yourself, like it's our year, and you're like lying to yourself and you're making yourself believe that, whatever. But I really believe that all the time. That it's always our year. So that's real for me. Ducks or not. This receivers like facts. Goff played baseball in high school. Come on, man. His dad was in the MLB. His dad was in the MLB. Dad's a cool guy. And he definitely throws the football like a pitcher. Dad's a real cool guy. Tall as heck. So was Goff, though, so it makes sense. The great family. They got a great family, man. Shout out to those guys. Vildor probably will split time with Mosley, but Vildor. See, my guess would be, I could be wrong, and maybe you guys have reports on this because you guys typically have stuff before I do. My guess would be that he's a backup slot today. That we don't see him unless we're up by a lot. That'd be my guess. Just because he'll be now. I think going forward, if they could start getting him in he has been practicing, but I think the practicing now has probably been about getting healthy. I think if they going forward, they might start the competition again. But I think as of now, I would assume he doesn't play much. Now, Miranda David, not according to Burkett's tweet. I don't know Burkett's tweet. Burkett's was something, I don't know it. But maybe you're talking about the same thing. Now, don't do him like that. Vildor is due for a pick. Vildor's got to take one away at some point. Bears fans acting like they didn't have expectations. Now, they did. They thought they were going to win the division this year. Like I said, I'm not mad at that. Like, I'd be hyped too. Brett Bears never had a quarterback. We got a quarterback. Let's go. Let's go win a Super Bowl. Like, I'm not mad at them for doing that. I thought they'd be good this year. I thought they'd make the playoffs this year. I don't think that's going to happen. But that's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay as a fan to, do things like that. It's fine. Can't wait for Vildor. Okay, thanks. Oh, Miranda David. Oh, Miranda David's in the chat. I must have read that wrong. What's up, Miranda David? All right. Let's just pray Mosley can make it a whole game. Hey, I just want to see this guy play. Not even a whole game. Just play a quarter, bro. I just want to see what he looks like in a Lions uniform. He's so darn talented. Literally have not seen him yet at all outside of practice. I want to see this guy play. An absolute dog with Sanford, bro. We were so hyped when we signed him. I got to get Rad back on the show. We got to get Rad back on the show to talk about Mosley. First game Mosley starts, we got to get Rad on the show to talk about it. Because Rad was hype on him, too. We were fired up about that dude. What went wrong with the Colts? Yeah, I'll go here, and then we'll go to score predictions. Chat, get your score predictions in there. What's went wrong with the Colts? I think the Colts run an offense that's not sustainable. I think it's capable of putting up a lot of points and beating good teams. I think it's also capable of going very cold. And obviously, they've had some turnover issues. I think defensively, they are pretty young in the back end, though they played really well, which is, that could be a recipe for an issue. Certain teams can make that an issue. And I think the big thing is their interior defense line hasn't been healthy all year. Now their offense line is a little bit banged up, but their interior defense line has been healthy. They haven't had Buckner all season, and for them, they're built through the trenches. So if they're beat up in the trenches, they're not the same football team, and especially on the defense line. Positive for them is their defense line is good to go. Their offense line is a little banged up, but they've dealt with it for a few weeks. They should be prepared for that, but their defensive line is good to go now. Colts outside Pittman isn't crazy, so Vildor. But yeah, Pittman's good. You know what I mean? He's good, and he's their best separator, I think. Down the field, I think he's the most consistent separator. He runs those over and dig routes really well. He gets himself open on those, and he's got a huge catching radius. So I don't think he's super scary after the catch, but he can definitely separate those deep level 2 throws. But he's honestly their number one. I think we'll see a lot of Carlton. I think Carlton will see him a lot. Vildor may see a lot of Adonai Mitchell and Alec Pierce, I would assume, in this game. And if they're going through receiver, then Amik Robertson to see Downs, that'll be a battle to watch. How does Amik Robertson handle Josh Downs? That is going to be something to keep an eye on because that's going to be that's a challenge for anybody. That's going to be a big challenge. But yeah, I would assume Vildor is going to see Pierce and Adonai Mitchell a little bit more today. That would be my guess. But if we could also play halves. We could play half the field. We could have just Carlton Davis playing, left cornerback, right cornerback for Vildor and just kind of plant them in their spots based on their receivers. I think they could do that. He is playing through an injury. But I think he's looked, as an outside, looking at it, I think he's looked good. But the Colts fans feels like he's not the same. I think he's looked pretty good. Who's Vildor got it? Yeah. 34-16, 27. Oh, okay, Spencer, you're cheating. That was my prediction. 27-17. We got Bear Thanksgiving. Man, my score is also 27-17. I was bouncing between, what was the other score? I had another score then. I couldn't remember. What was it? I don't remember what the other one was. But 27-17 is also, I think it was 27-13. 27-17 is all I'm going to roll with. So I got the Lions covering. But I think this is one of the more unique teams. I think it's one of those teams that can go like this. You get one week where they're really good, the other week where it's that team looks awful. But it happens within the game. You'll get a quarter or a drive that looks fantastic and a drive that's throw it out. That was terrible. And I think quickly things can go sideways for this team. They have a sack. Things go sideways for this team fast. Flip side is they immediately change the game in one play. You had everything covered up, 60-yard pass, touchdown. Game's different. And they have one of the best offensive lines in football. Let's also make that clear. This isn't a team that, it's all right, just go play man-to-man coverage and we got him. This is a very, very smart offensive coordinator. If you just go out and say we're running man coverage all game long, he's going to run pick plays like crazy. He's going to put you into crossers. He's going to get guys open. He's going to get guys wide open. And Richardson has so much confidence in Shane Steichen to get guys wide open that he just lets that thing go. Throws a pretty good downfield ball. He's always going to give his guys a chance. He can absolutely push it downfield, and their offensive mind is fantastic. Steichen, to me, is one of the best. I mean, because if you take a quarterback like that, where you're not even asking him to, do everything out there, it seems like, but at the same time, you can get guys wide open, and you can go from, one play we saw that, let's go back at it. That Jets play, to go from, you see the Palms coverage once, you see how they break on the football, You come back and get like a 60-yard pass on the drive that you needed because of that same coverage, and you played off, and you can see Richardson with a little pump fake. Like, that's an in-game adjustment, man. That's not like what the Jets do all the time. That's an in-game adjustment. Steichen is fantastic. Glenn's going to have to be on his game today. I think he's going to have to come up with 2 different plans today. I think he's going to have to mix it up today. I don't think he has to disguise everything, but I think he's got to maybe break a couple tendencies today. And I think he's going to be super aggressive. But this guy is fantastic. And we saw last week, like beginning of the game, Jags, it came out, good plan. A couple of our man coverage downs. We know we played on third down. They got us a couple times. Like, they got us a couple times early, and then they got basically shut down because they couldn't run the football. Got off the field, it was 14-3, game changed like that. This is a team against the Colts here who, one, they're never really out of the game because they can always push the ball down the field, so they always can bring themselves back. They always believe that. But, man, I'm telling you, if you're making it super predictable, he's going to get guys open. He's going to get dudes open. This guy's fantastic. I love Shane Steichen, bro. I think he's one of the best. It's the reason I had the Colts win the division this year. He's gonna. I think this could be a huge challenge. Like Jerome has 34-23, a couple picks. Demo Gibbs score, gives 100 all-purpose. Z with the sack. I like that. We got Z in one of our player props with the sack. Defense only getting us 7 pass touchdowns. It's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. They've been the best in football, but I just think this is unique, man. It's not like your other games where you can shut down a run. Have certain coverages that makes them uncomfortable. Like this is a team that just does not care. They're gonna push the ball regardless. Go make a play on it. I think we're going to give us some plays today. We're going to be the title is not like hyperbole. I think this is a massive challenge for Aaron Glenn. We're going to see how he answers. Last week, Ben Johnson cooked. We're going to see how he answers, but I'm confident in him. But, man, they're going to have their hands full. All right, we're about an hour here in. I'm going to leave it there. Colts aren't scoring over 20. Hey, I'm with you. I got 27-20. Yeah, 27-17. I don't have them over 20 either. But I'm going to leave it there. Appreciate all your predictions. Check us out. We're going to be live in about 20 minutes to watch this game, react to it live. And I'm going to leave this here. Shout to BetUS, YouTube 150. That is the code. I will see y'all over there. And then after the game, we're going to be on Bleacher Report. So even if you don't join me for the watch party, join me on Bleacher Report right after the game. Or just join me for the live stream. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Do whatever makes you happy. But I'll be live. And we out. That was a crazy ending. I feel kind of bad. That was so fast. But we're out, We got to go. I'm out. How y'all doing?